Hey everybody, it's Liz at Northern Belle Farms. Seems as though I do have to make more caramel sauce. I assumed caramel would weigh more than it actually does. This is only 74 ounces. If I need 10 pounds of caramel, that means I need 160 ounces. So this is a little less than half of what I need. Yeah, so it's about 4 pounds. So this container will actually be pretty full by the time it is filled with 10 pounds of caramel. It's a lot more than I thought. So I have to go to the store this morning and I have to buy more heavy cream. Figured I'd show you the recipe. And caramel sauce is something you have to watch. Like, I've already burnt one thing of sugar this morning because you can't walk away from it. Okay, the basic recipe, so not what I'm doing, but the basic recipe is, I think it's 1 cup of sugar, 6 tablespoons of butter, and a half a cup of heavy cream. And what you do is you put your sugar into your pan. This is 7 or 8 cups of sugar. And you turn it up. The higher you go, the darker your caramel will be. So if you put it on max and you sit here and you stir it and let it melt, you will have a dark brown caramel sauce. But if you leave it on like a medium high, you'll have a nice brown tan caramel sauce. Now, you put the sugar in the pan and you turn the stove on, and then you have to let it sit. You have to let it sit long enough so it starts to melt, but not so long that it burns. So that's the tricky part. Because, like I said, I've already burnt it once this morning. You kind of just have to stand here and stir it, and then let it sit for a minute, and let it melt back down. You can see it slowly melting. And then in a minute I'll stir it again and move the big clumps of still like solid sugar right here into the middle to melt them. Here's my sweetened condensed milk, still almost as full as it was 2 hours ago. Almost 2 hours ago, an hour and 40 minutes ago. So this is going to take a while. So I'm going to leave this cooking while I go to the store, and hopefully it doesn't scorch. Maybe I'll just turn it down to simmer. So once your caramel sauce is melted, and I'll show you at that point, you're going to want to take it off the heat and mix in your 6 tablespoons of butter and whisk them in. You want to try and it's going to want to separate just because the consistency of the sugar at that point, it's going to congeal and turn really thick. You're going to want to try and whisk the butter in to make it one thing instead of the separation that happens. And then you want to take your half a cup of heavy cream and quickly pour it in while it's still off the heat. If it cools down too much, you're going to put it back on the heat for a minute while you finish melting the butter, and then pour your heavy cream in and whisk it in real quick. It'll simmer, it'll bubble, it'll steam, and you want to whisk it in real quick to combine them too, because they're not going to want to combine either. So,
Mom, when we had this, we said this is mine forever.
Not forever. You guys are sharing that shovel.
No.
Yes.
Free said it was not hers.
Okay, but you guys still have to share. Hazel, you have to share.
No.
Share the shovel.
No.
Don't be nasty. Okay. So, and then that's basically you're done. You put it, it'll be liquidy. You put it in the, I have to set this down. I'll turn to the sauce.
Why?
It'll be kind of liquidy, and then once you put it in the fridge, it'll solidify back up, and then it'll be a nice texture, and you can always put it back in the microwave. You can put it in individual jars, like small 4-ounce jars, or you could just stick it in 8-ounce jars, or even just put it all in one 16-ounce jar. Put it in the smaller jars, then you can you know, use it as needed, leave it in the fridge, and then if you want to put it over ice cream or something, you can stick it in the microwave for 20 or 30 seconds. Only warming up little bits, so you're not rewarming and then putting back in the fridge every time the big container, because, you know, that's not good. It breeds bacteria. So I will turn this back on when I get closer to this being a liquid and not half melted sugar. I figured I just put the butter in and I'd show everybody what I mean about the separation. See how the butter just sits on top where the caramel is like underneath? You really have to stir it and be careful because it's really, really hot, like skin scalding hot. It doesn't want to mix up. So it starts to turn thick, and I usually end up splashing hot butter everywhere because I can't get it to mix in. I may have to get, let's get the whisk. Yep, see? There goes the hot butter all over the burner. So this is what it looks like. I've splashed like a... Are you gonna make it? Then you put in your heavy cream, half a cup, and splash it all over because it doesn't want to mix up either. I can't hold my phone and do this, so I'm probably going to have to let go of the phone. So when you're done with your caramel sauce, after you've mixed it together, it's just liquid. Look, there's no thick, and you think you've messed up because this is like caramel water. But it's just because it's so hot. Because when you take this other one in the jar, look just like that. Ready? See? And this hasn't even fully cooled yet. This is still warm. Not hot, but warm.
Oh, my sister. Oh, my cousin.
So that's the caramel sauce.
Oh, my.
That's how you make it.
Oh, my. I like it.
It's delicious on ice cream, dessert. You can drizzle it over like a cream cheese bagel or English muffin, apple pie, ice cream, vanilla ice cream. It's a great addition to any holiday dessert. A cup of hot cocoa. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you get to make some caramel sauce at some point this holiday. And I will talk to you guys later. Don't conform, be transformed.